Well, welcome to the port of Belfast, and specifically the Stena Line terminal. So today I'm going to be catching the Stena ferry over to Cairnryan. I'm looking forward to this, see how it compares to the Stena journey that I've recently done from Holyhead to Dublin. So anyway, I guess leaves me just one thing to say. Shall we see how this one goes? Right, let's get ourselves checked in. Check-in was painless and we walked across on the connecting bridge. It was quite a long walk for some of the older people, so maybe people should have been warned how actual far it was. But it seems everybody made it, and we certainly had plenty of time to make that journey, as we're not leaving still for another 15 or 20 minutes. First up, let's see how I made it up here to the sun deck. Well, today we're going to be sailing aboard the Stena Superfast VIII, which was built in 2001 by Holyhead Deutsche Werft of Kiel in Germany. The ship was originally built for Greek shipping company Superfast, and then in 2006 Superfast sold its Baltic Sea operations to Tallink of Estonia. And subsequently in 2011 Stena Line chartered the ship for their Belfast Cairnryan route and completed purchase of the vessel in 2017. Well, isn't this great? The weather's beautiful. The view of Belfast is wonderful from up here on the sun deck. And look, it's sunny on the sun deck. Wow. So here we go on the Stena. Really looking forward to this now I'm stood here. The weather has absolutely turned out to be peachy for this. There doesn't look to be much of a swell. Hopefully I don't have to stand here with a woolly hat pulled down over my ears pretending I'm Steve Marsh. I think it's actually going to be even nicer than one of Steve's crossings. So we'll see. So our Stena Line Superfast VIII will be steaming up the Belfast Loch and then across the Irish Sea and down into Cairnryan. The journey today is 39 nautical miles or 72 kilometres, and we're scheduled to take 2 hours and 22 minutes. The taxi ride from Lanyon Place station was very much no nonsense. Had a nice taxi driver and we had a chat about this and that. The taxi fare, £15, so I think that's reasonable for the distance in the UK. Certainly makes the journey from here to Cairnryan, if you were to use the taxi, then with a £30 ferry charge with 15 for your taxi, then obviously that makes it more expensive than actually just going using Hannon's coaches and getting all the way to Glasgow for £39. So I certainly think next time I do that I shall be doing the coach route. But this is my first trip and I can make mistakes. I think that's okay. So all in all, I've had a lovely time for 1 hour in Belfast. So I don't think we can really tick that one off saying that I've been to Belfast. So yeah, Belfast, I'll have to come back and see you again sometime soon. And with the car alarm symphony playing, we cruise out of Belfast Loch, catching some lovely views of Newtown Abbey and Carrickfergus. Right, I'm quite hungry, so let's go downstairs and get something to eat. Right, time for a veggie burger. Pretty good. Well, although the Superfast VIII
think is probably older than the Stena Estrid that I went on from Holyhead. I actually prefer this. I think it's better laid out, certainly has more deck space, and whilst it doesn't have quotes Scandinavian design and styling, everything seems to be in the right place. So, nice one, Superfast VIII.
Time for a little tour of the passenger decks. Well, we start off in the Taste Restaurant on deck 7. Then passing through, there's a fairly well appointed games room. As we come past the shop, it opens out into the Met Bar with forward-facing viewing windows. Then tracking back round, we reach customer services and then up the central staircase to deck 8, where we find, is that Mark from Let's Make a Trip getting a bit of shut-eye after 4 nights on a bus? I like the pod lounge with its 1970s style. As we come past the cinema, a few people are enjoying its delights. The trucker's lounge is to the rear of the ship. And back through the pod lounge towards the front of the ship. And past the vending machines and the main staircase. And we get to the living room and the barista cafe. Just behind the cafe is the entrance to the Stena Plus lounge, which of course I'm far too mean to go into today. For me, I think it's time for a beer back in the Met Bar. As people were leaving the Met Bar to go down to their vehicles, I got to sit at the front as we entered Cairnryan. But I couldn't resist going back up to the sun deck as we came into port. Apparently there is another carrier that runs this service. So, all we've got to do is spin the ship round and back it into port. Luckily they're not asking me to do this. And soon we're docking up just by the very long pedestrian walkway. And with the loading ramp beginning to drop, we'll soon be able to get the vehicles off. And there they go, so it's time I was off the ship as well. And soon we're off down the gangway in the beautiful evening sun. And let's see if my bag full of American football kit turns up. Hooray! Result. So, welcome to Cairnryan at Stena. I'm just stood here now waiting for another 10 minutes to get my connecting bus into Stranraer, where I'm staying tonight. Probably that's the only one thing I'd say that I would change about the journey. I think if you look at Steve Marsh's video of going on the bus from central Belfast straight through to Glasgow, that's probably the neatest way of getting from one city to the other if you're a foot passenger. Certainly cost effective as well, as it's only £9 more than the actual ferry price. For me though, I'm going to be staying in Stranraer tonight because tomorrow I'll be getting the train into Glasgow, and I quite fancy having a look at Stranraer Harbour and seeing how it is these days. Obviously all the faded glory should be there, so you know, let's see how that one goes. So if you've enjoyed this video, then please have a look at a few more on the channel and consider subscribing. I release a new travel video every Friday, so yeah, come and like and subscribe and join the gang.